So the reason I said that it's not beneficial for an insurance company to sell you that policy is because the policy kicks in no matter if you're at fault or you're not at fault.
After the car accident.
After a car accident.
Hi everyone and welcome. We are GoSuze.com, a personal injury law firm, and today we have our founding partner, Mr. Sean Chalaki, and we're talking about PIP. What is PIP? And just explain everything to us as you would to a 3-year-old.
Thank you for having me. And this is a great topic that I want to talk about is personal injury protection, PIP. That's the abbreviation. In the state of Texas, the law, the statute requires that the insurance company offer you personal injury protection whenever you're buying your insurance policy. That does not mean that it is mandatory for you to carry it. You can sign a waiver saying that I waive my right to personal injury protection. And majority of the time, the agents who sell you the policy get you to sign that as part of the insurance document because it is not beneficial for the insurance companies to sell you personal injury protection.
Wow, that is so... It seems complicated, but let's back up a little and first explain to us what is personal injury protection. What does it do and why? What is it for? Or you can just explain in a situation of a car accident when it's applied.
Absolutely. So the reason I said that it's not beneficial for an insurance company to sell you that policy is because the policy kicks in no matter if you're at fault or you're not at fault.
After the car accident.
After a car accident. So if you were involved in a car accident,
yes,
and you have multiple passengers in your vehicle as well, every single person is entitled to take advantage and benefit of that personal injury protection, no matter if you caused the accident or if you didn't cause the accident. And that is greatly beneficial because it kicks in to cover your medicals, lost wages, caregivers, funeral costs. There is a lot of benefits that goes into that personal injury protection.
And you said it's applied to all the passengers in the car?
Absolutely. And there's a trick into that as well. You can double dip. And what does that mean? It's called stacking it. You can, if you're a passenger in a vehicle, they get to use your PIP and they get to also use their PIP if they have PIP. So they get, for example, if you have a 5,000 policy, and usually policies that are sold are 2,500, 5,000, 10,000, and some of the insurance company like USAA sell a $50,000 worth policy, PIP policy, and they get to exhaust yours first, and then if there's more medical bills, they get to take advantage of theirs as well.
Okay, so in 2 words, if I understand this correctly, PIP is something that you have access to when you have a car accident before you get to deal with all the insurance companies' claims and all that. This is more immediate kind of financial help to compensate for any medical bills and stuff like that. Right?
Let me define the word immediate so there's no confusion for the audience.
Let's do that.
Yes, it is absolutely immediately available, but by immediate, I mean if you're in the hospital, the insurance company is not going to write you a check. Once the bill comes in, you get to submit that bill to your PIP, personal injury protection policy, and then they will issue you a payment. But there are tricks into that of why you would need an attorney to deal with those kind of policies.
Let's talk about that. Why do we need an attorney to deal with PIP? And, you know, in general, like when clients come to you after a car accident, how does it help if a person has PIP?
Okay. Remember the first word I said, it's not beneficial for the insurance companies to sell you the policy.
Yes.
Let's get back to that again. PIP is accessible for you right off the bat. So the insurance companies have come up with different ways of not paying PIP. And one of the things that they say is that the hospital charged too much or the doctor charged too much. Or, for example, for your lost wages, they say, hey, we cover 80% of it. So they try to find ways to say that this is not related or it's not reasonable for us to pay. However, if you have an attorney, the attorney exactly knows what to submit and what not to submit, what is covered and what is not covered. And they also get to file suit on the against the insurance company. Unlike everything else that has to do with personal injury, where you don't recover attorney fees, In PIP, by statute, because remember I told you the state says it's good to offer it to people and they want to protect the people, they give attorney fees to me if I sue the insurance company for the personal injury protection, and I also get to ask for interest on the money that they didn't pay.
Okay, so if, let's say, a family or a person comes to you after a car accident, you are going to help them deal with insurance company, but while they're waiting for all that to happen, you can also get them the PIP money to cover for their immediate expenses, right?
Yes and no. The insurance process outside of a PIP is extremely lengthy. It takes a year, or it takes 2 years. It might take even 5 years for some cases, depending on the courts, depending on how traffic the courts have, how much what the injuries are, and everything else. While you're waiting for all that, if you lost time from work, okay, and you weren't able to work because you were either hurt, disabled, or you had to go to a doctor visit, you still have to pay your bills. You're not going to get your lost wages immediately. You usually have to wait until the end, when I win the case or settle the case, to get compensated for this. That's when we can use your PIP, instead of you borrowing money from loan sharks that are out there that say, hey, come borrow money from us on your settlement, and they charge an outrageous amount of interest. You can use this PIP money, and we can go access it immediately, get that money, and you can apply it to pay, for example, for your lost wages, and pay your rent, pay your dues, or pay the deductible on your insurance.
Okay, and PIP applies, you already mentioned, to all the passengers. Okay, let's talk about the cost. Is it expensive to get, and how do our viewers know if they have it or not?
The first thing that you want to do is you want to go look at your insurance policy, and it's called a declaration page, not your insurance card. That doesn't tell you anything. Once you open up your policy online or anything, it's called a declaration page, or your policy, and it says what kind of coverage you have and how much premium you pay on it. You can watch some of the other videos. I've explained that in there on how to read the policy. But what you want to look at is personal injury protection, and see if it says rejection on it. That's when I was talking about you can sign a waiver rejection, and you can see if you don't have the rejection, how much is your policy. There's no deductible to use your personal injury protection. But the cost of it is anything between $14 to $25 a month, and it's not much when you think about it. And let me explain it to you this way. There's a coverage called MedPay. Unlike PIP, it does the same exact thing. It doesn't cover lost wages, and it doesn't have the benefits of funeral costs and all these other stuff that I told you. And MedPay, you have to pay back. Okay?
Okay.
That is $2-3 cheaper.
Yeah.
Than PIP. But most people try to sell the MedPay because they get to get the money back. If you get the money from the at-fault person, they get to get that money back. So the insurance company want to sell you MedPay instead of PIP for $2-3 less, but get the PIP, do not get the MedPay, and the PIP will help you in the long run.
Okay, well, it looks like PIP can cost something around the same as Netflix subscription. So, and you recommend getting it. So check with your insurance agent or on your insurance policy, as Mr. Chalaki explained, to see whether you have PIP or not, and consider getting it if you don't. If you have any other questions, let us know in the comments. Do you have anything else you want to add?
Yeah, just go check your policy, get the PIP. You won't regret it.
All right. Let us know in the comments what other topics you would like us to talk about. Our attorneys have 25 years of combined experience and have won over 500 cases. And don't forget to subscribe, like this video, and save it or send it to your friend. And thank you for watching, and see you later.